Farmington, every day, in every way, we bid you welcome. In this community of radical inclusion, we make space for what you believe, who you are, what you love, and who you love. Your whole self is welcome here. It is important that you showed up today. Gathering in community is an act of rebellion against isolation and hopelessness. Knowing this to be true, please repeat after me. We are rebels for hope. We are rebels for hope. My name is Nathan Whitehead. I'm happy to be your service leader today. My pronouns are he and him. And thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us, whether you're here in person or joining us online. Hello. I'd like to extend a special welcome to any visitors who are visiting us today. After the service, we invite you to stay for coffee and conversation downstairs in our reception hall. And if you could take a moment to silence your cell phones, but feel free to take pictures of your friends and families here at the church and share that with folks on social media. After today's service, there will be a newcomer meetup in our fellowship hall downstairs. This is a great way to learn more about our community and meet others, other newcomers, so feel free to meet us there. And please join the Save the World Club meeting tonight at 7 o'clock in Adams Hall. We're packing more whistle kits. These kits are protecting our neighbors, literally saving lives. So we have the supplies, we just need you to show up with your paper folding hands and take care of the rest. Got a book club starting off 2026, meeting on Tuesday, January 6th from 7 to 9 in Adams Hall. We're kicking off the year with a book, Kindred by Octavia Butler. Originally published in 1979, this modern American fiction novel incorporates time travel and is modeled on slave narratives. And next week, we have a chili cook-off. Yeah, it's another yummy opportunity, another fundraising opportunity for the church here. Enjoy tasting a variety of different chilies cooked and donated by our fellow congregants. The cost to taste and to vote is $10 for an adult, $5 for the kids. And the top 3 winners of the chili cook-off will win a trophy. And the first place winner will also receive a chili cook-off or a chili cookbook too. So you can enter the cook-off. It's not too late. See Karen.
Karen, would you raise your hand?
There's Karen. Yep, Karen Duguay. There we go. Not too late to join the chili cook-off. All right. Okay, and from the Social Justice Committee, I got a few announcements here. As conditions worsen for our friends in the shelters, we have an ongoing need for diapers of all sizes and wipes. There are about 30 kids in the shelters, and as every parent knows, you go through a lot of diapers, and 30 kids is a lot. So please keep those donations coming. You can always leave them in the white bin right at the front door there, or in the red bin downstairs, or you can ask a committee member for help as well. And speaking of donations, our free little pantry, as you pull in, looks like a free little library. It's become very popular within our community. Neighbors are also sharing, donating things there as well, and they're taking what they need as well. But we're in need of more help, more of the popular items, like canned tuna and chicken, or those pouches, are even easier. Oh, hi. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Besides the foods, though, too, just personal hygiene products, bottled water, stuff like that. Just keep in mind. Thank you. Got a couple opportunities to hang out with other like-minded folks. Opportunities for connection in this coming week. The AA meeting and choir are both on Monday. Tuesday, we've got the men's lunch and the book club I mentioned. Wednesday evening, we've got program council. And Thursday evening, building and grounds. And on Saturday is board game day. meet us downstairs in the basement. Now we begin our service by lighting the chalice, which is a symbol of the faith that we share. And we light this by sharing the words from our mission statement. Please join me in saying these in unison. We seek answers everywhere, include everyone, and live with compassion. Now, if you could please rise in body or spirit for our first hymn in the gray hymnal, number 368. Now let us sing.
So you have a choice here, folks. You can sing the lower part with me, or you can sing the higher part with Ellen here.
Or both.
If you're very talented. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the hope within. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the love within. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the Lord within.
Hello, my name is Argo Kramer, and I am the Religious Education Coordinator here. My pronouns are he, him, or they, them. And something we do here at the Universalist Unitarian Church of Farmington, and is a greater UU tradition, is the Wonder Box. It is a form of object-based learning where the object in here relates to the theme of today, or the theme of the month, or the theme of what we're talking about. So, I have some pretty good guessers here. So, what does that sound like? Acorns? Okay. Board game pieces? It sounds. I think they're on something. It sounds like a lot of something. It doesn't sound like one big. Markers. Yes. Boys. Okay. All right. There is a lot of stuff. I have a roll of tape. And so I have tape, I have markers, I have paint stirring sticks, and I have these pieces of cardstock.
Put some stuff up.
Yes, please. Now, let's think about this. How in the world are we doing a service about crafting, maybe? So, does anyone know what our theme for January is? Topic. Not quite. That we have a new theme for January, which is practicing resistance. If we take a look around, we have protest signs around here that some people have very kindly brought to us to show how we have practiced resistance. And that makes me think, maybe these materials could build something more. So, we today are talking about how we can practice resistance in maybe new and unexpected ways. So how we can turn maybe our money, our time, our energy into resistance, or how we can turn paint, stirring sticks, paper, and markers, and tape into signs that we would use to show up in person to fight for something. So I think this gives us a pretty good starting point to talk more about what we are going to do today. And we're just going to go straight into our story. This one was only available from the library via ebook, so it will be on the screen. And this story is called Sometimes People March by Tessa Allen. And is for my family, who have always encouraged me to be feisty and curious. Sometimes ants march. Sometimes bands march. And sometimes people march. Marching is something people do together when they want to resist injustice, or when they notice the need for change. Does that look like a very fun beach to visit?
Yeah.
No. People march for many reasons. People march for things they care about, and people they love. People march for the health of their bodies and their communities around the world. People march for the freedom to love and live and learn. Sometimes people carry signs to share their stories of resistance. I know a lot of you have attended protests. Can we look at any of those signs and see things that maybe we have protested for before? People resist in many ways. Sometimes people resist with their voices. And they're saying, "Show me what democracy looks like." And the crowd is saying back, "This is what democracy looks like." And they might resist with words, or with songs, or with art. People resist with meetings. Save the World meeting tonight. They resist by standing up, or sitting down, or taking a knee. It isn't always easy. Feet get tired, arms get tired, heart and hopes get tired. Sometimes problems seem too big or too complex. But we do not march alone. Ants are stronger together. Bands are louder together. People are more powerful together. Sometimes from feelings of fear or anger or injustice comes the hope for change. Sometimes great change starts small with a brave question. Maybe your question, a question that calls people together. And together, we find the courage to march. This is a page that talks all about some of the movements, marches, and key figures we could see. So we went all the way from the Newsies strike, the garment workers strike, the NAACP's silent protest parade, the women's suffragette movement, all the way to the global climate strike in 2018 to present. And that is our book today, Sometimes People March. Great.
Through the sharing of joys and sorrows, we make space every Sunday for authentic and vulnerable sharing, which helps to build this congregation into a beloved community. You are invited to share what's going on in your life, to name your feelings and the people in your heart in need of prayer or good energy, best wishes, or other help. You are welcome to come and pick up a stone from the table, infuse it with a joy or sorrow, and place it in the singing bowl where its energy will ripple out to be held by us all. Or if you'd like to verbally share something important, you are welcome to come up and speak into the microphone. All are welcome to participate in any of these ways. Rest in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. One for the joys, one for the sorrows, and one for the strength of the gathered community that can support you and bring you peace.
Friends, on Friday, Argo and I had this entire service planned, and we still do. And then we woke up Saturday morning, and all of a sudden, we have bombed a country and kidnapped their leaders. And it's been kind of a shock as to exactly what country are we living in now. But I know we feel that way all the time, but especially Saturday, total shock. So I wanted to share with you that the Unitarian Universalist Association has made a strong stand against this. We do not go kidnapping people or declaring war without the support of Congress. And so just for your information, this is also to know that we as a faith community have taken a stand against this publicly. And I also wanted to share this short meditation written by Reverend Nancy MacDonald Ladd that might help us, because when I think of things like a few weeks ago when we had our service on human rights, I think it's important to remember empathy, at all times empathy to people around the world, no matter what. So please take this meditation into your heart, into your physical self, as we contemplate empathy and for people around the world. Caracas, January 3rd, 2026. There is something simple which power forgets, and clouds of smoke and the roar of rotor blades cannot conceal. There are people there, wherever there is, on the front lines of every empire's effort to manifest dominion, just people, running on the sidewalk, panicked at the borders, cans of food and children's toys, rattling even now in the trunk of a car that, for today at least, still starts. People there, in doorways and on freeways, praying for a place beyond the bombs, without ever knowing the plans of men with pens that write orders and suits worth more than this month's rent, and declarations that burst forth in fire when the children should be sleeping. Just people there. On this day, we pray strength unto them all, upon us all, to meet this time with courage and grief and remembering and reminding that in that place where they are, among them, there is only all of us. Amen. Hold on, before you come up.
This body meditation is the same one we've done at a few other multi-gen services, so it may be familiar for you, but we hope that familiarity.
I just want to make sure, can everybody hear Argo?
No.
Okay, how about now? Okay, this body meditation is written by Annie Scott, and it is the same one we've done a couple times now, so we hope the familiarity brings some comfort. It is important to take time to be quiet, to be still, so we can be in touch with the deepest and best part of ourselves, our inner voice, often called prayer or meditation. I invite you to join in a body prayer. I will show you the motions and then invite you to move through it with me once. And then we will all pray with our bodies in silence 3 times. We begin with our hands in front of us in the prayer pose to find our inner quiet. We raise our arms up high to open ourselves up to the Spirit of life and God of love. We bring our hands to our hearts to affirm the strength of our inner voice. We extend our hands out in front of us to offer to others and the world all that we have to give. We lift our hands high over our heads, reaching out to the world, being open to all it might offer us. And we bring our hands down, gathering in the gifts and bringing them to our heart. And returning to stillness, we bring our hands together in the prayer pose. And now we will do it 3 times together in silence and maybe some not silence, and that's okay too. Thank you.
Our meditation song will be The Only Thing You Need to Be by Lizzie Hilliard, sung by Ellen and Mark and Argo.
You don't need to be a lawyer. You don't need to be a vet. You don't need to be a robot, or at least you don't quite yet. You don't need to be a cobbler. You don't need to be a shoe. Oh, the only thing you need to be is you. You don't need to have the answers. You don't need to sing on key. You don't need to be an athlete. You don't need some big degree. You don't need to hide your stretch marks. You don't need the best shampoo. Oh, the only thing you need to be is you. You don't need to feel like growing. You don't need to feel all grown. You don't need to feel amazing. You don't need to feel alone. There aren't many things I'm sure of, but I know that this is true. Well, the only thing you need to be is you. Oh, the only thing you need to be is you. Oh, the only thing you need to be is you.
Thank you so much to Ellen, Mark, and Argo for Argo introduced that song to me maybe a month or so ago now, and I think it was just perfect. So, one second, I'm just turning this off. When you arrived, you got 2 pieces of paper. One, your ordinary orders of service. You also got a piece of paper that has a song on one side and a blank page on the other. Well, not blank, but it's the other side that says Blender Blessing. Now, we are repeating this. This is our 2nd year, so maybe we'll call it a ritual. Maybe, we're repeating something that we think people received great joy and connection from. And so what we're going to ask you in a minute is to contemplate what kind of blessing you might want to give to somebody else here in this room. Now, the thing about this is that you don't know who you're going to give it to, because the blessing isn't going to go necessarily to the first person you're going to give it to. So just look around the room and imagine what you might say to somebody. None of the choir got them. So choir, thank you to Ellen for making sure that happens. So while we're thinking on that, a blessing, because people get all weirded out about religious language. So let's just pretend it's not a religious word, right? So what if you could say to somebody, what do you say to your friend when you're like wishing the best for them? What is it that you want to experience them for 2026 or for the rest of your time, anytime? I have from last year, I have it up on my bulletin board at home. That's just a reminder. Somebody here said this and wanted this for me. You never know what kind of positive energy you're going to share with somebody. So, for example, you might write, "May you be blessed with good health," or "May you be blessed by friendship." Or perhaps you'd offer just a one-word blessing, like love, or peace, or comfort, or joy. Like even with the may you be blessed with good health, you could just write good health. I wish for you good health. I wish for you connection. I wish for you moments of joy or connection. Something beyond. Don't start writing yet. Don't. This is just the moment where you're contemplating. Okay, I know people, we love to just jump to the thing, but what if you could just experience, I wonder what blessing I could give somebody here. I wonder what that could be. What could I say to somebody? Because we also, when we contemplated again the service, thought on, do we want to do this ritual again? And I believe that this is still practicing resistance. All of us coming together, supporting each other, is a way of practicing resistance. We are resisting being cynical. We are resisting giving into loneliness. We are resisting individualism. We are building this community together, even if it's people that the other person eventually may not even know who it was. Because the blender part of the blessing is that you're going to write down whatever blessing that you're thinking of. And so you're going to get a couple minutes there. I'm going to ring the bell, and then you're going to get up and go talk with somebody. And but you're going to actually give them the blessing and say, you're going to give it to them and then just say, here is a blessing for you. That's all. And yes, Barb. Denise has, yes, Denise, if you want to go ahead and hand out, if you need pens, please put your hands up, pens and pencils. Okay, great. Thank you for asking the question, Barb. I appreciate it. So you're going to give it to the first person, and you're going to acknowledge their blessing to you, and then we're going to do this one more time. So you're not going to just accept the first blessing from that person. Now you're going to walk around and find another person, and also in that moment say, here is a blessing for you. Let's practice saying that together. Here is a blessing for you. All right.
Do we read the first blessing before we pass it on?
You can, but it's really just more of experiencing the moment with the other person. So last year we did this on little sheets of paper, but today, in the interest of saving paper, I put it on the back of the song. So you can just hand it to them open. You don't have to fold it up, because we're going to use that song at the end of the service. That's our closing song at the end. So let's just take a couple of minutes, and then I'll ring the bell, and then we will begin. And if you would prefer to draw, that's perfectly fine, if words aren't your thing. If you're somebody who wants to stay at your spot, then that is totally fine. And when we get to that, then you'll just raise your hand and let people know to come around. If you're feeling shy, or maybe this is your first time today and you're like, what in the heck have I got myself into? It's fine. You can stay exactly where you are. You don't have to participate. Gonna have just another minute. I see some thinking going on down here. Okay, I think we're ready. Get up and go find somebody. Go talk to people. Go talk to people. Yes. Yes. Go find your second person. Go give that the first blessing to somebody else. Go talk to. Come back to your seats. Now you may open your blessing if you haven't already, or read it. Read it to yourself. Let's pause and take a moment and take that blessing into your heart. What's written down by somebody else here in this space who wanted a blessing for you. This blessing came to you because you took the chance to be part of this gathered community today. You showed up. You are truly a rebel for hope. Someone wrote this blessing from their heart, and now it is yours to keep. I hope this blessing will inspire you to use and keep your power to bless, to change your heart, to change the world. May we always remember that the power of our blessing will help us create a world of true equity, peace, justice, a beloved community where all persons and all living beings are held and respected as part of a greater wholeness. Shalom, blessed be, Ashe, and Amen. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite up Renee Snodgrass and Sarah Pressing, and they are going to share their membership moments with us.
Hi, good morning. So I was raised Roman Catholic and left the church when I was 16. And as I grew up and maintained my identity as an atheist, even so-called liberal churches seemed hypocritical and unwelcoming. I'd been to services at another UU church, but the patterns and some of the language felt too familiar and a little too Christian, so I didn't think I would ever voluntarily join a church or even attend services. But Sarah and I needed a place to get married. And she liked the people and the feeling here, and so I came. The first time I came was for an Action Sunday in the fall. and I helped stuff envelopes with voter information, which was a great introduction because I'm more interested in concrete things I can do than in deep thoughts and philosophies. And then I came to some services and I cried a lot because the old president was reelected and a lot of things felt really bad. At a later service, I heard Reverend Karen talk about marriage equality and trans rights and other strongly held liberal values. And the whole congregation responded aloud that they agreed and held these same values, and I was awestruck to hear that in an actual church. And so I cried again. So I don't come to services a lot, partly because I like a slow, quiet Sunday morning, and partly because clearly I tend to cry at them. And I'm still trying to figure out what it means for me to be an atheist who goes to church. But in the meantime, I've been attending meetings and participating in committees and coming to craft nights, and I'm growing a sense of belonging with this place, these people, and the rhythm of life in a given month or year. In May, Sarah and I got married right over there, and I found a place where I can be helpful, my values are shared, and my input is appreciated, and I am so grateful for that and for this welcoming community, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah, the aforementioned wife. So my UU journey began about 11 years ago in Vancouver. I had just finished up in my first post-college internship in Alaska. And so I was in this moment where I was just traveling around, and in this time of freedom, I felt what better time to finally explore this religion I'd been curious about for a couple of years. So I walked into the Unitarian Church of Vancouver, and just in the brief moment of the service and the potluck afterwards, I realized the congregation was just full of these warm, intelligent, liberal, nonconformists, and I was like, oh yeah, I could find a community in a place like this. So I went up to the minister afterwards and I asked him, what resources could you point me towards to, deepen my understanding of UU? And he brought me to his office and took 2 books off of his shelf and gave them to me. One was on the history of UU, and one was a collection of essays on the 7 principles. That generosity still stays with me today. And I took those books and I brought them with me all over the country in the next internships I did for the next few years. And I had the pleasure of being part of a few congregations along the way, and developing deep connections there. But I actually never became a member at one of them until UU Farmington. Yeah. Partly that was because I hadn't settled down yet in a place, but it was an easy choice to become a member here for sure, because what I could tell right away that I think is so unique about this community is it's the true commitment of its members toward creating a beloved community. Constantly inspired by how much effort you all put in towards thinking of things to do for all of us to do together, and the absolute inclusiveness of everything. So I'm proud to be a member here, and I hope to use the next year of membership to learn how better to deepen my commitment to this congregation. So.
Thank you both so much for sharing. Our offertory words come from Victoria Weinstein. This congregation is theologically diverse, religious community with membership open to all who are in accordance with our beliefs and mission. We are a welcoming congregation to people of all sexual orientations and genders, and we unconditionally welcome any and all of you to our community of mutual caring and serious intent to grow as a spiritual and moral beings. Our congregation is entirely self-governed by democratic process. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all of the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and our institutional well-being. You are now invited to participate in the blessing of giving as the ushers come amongst you to accept the gifts of the congregation. And you may also give online via the QR code on the back of the order of service. The morning offering will now be gratefully received as the choir sings. Now, please join me in reciting the offertory blessing that can be found in your order of service. To the work of creating beloved community within and beyond these walls, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings. And now if you could stand as you're willing and able to join us in our final song. No? Oh. Never mind.
We wanted to talk a little bit about embodying and practicing resistance. And I cannot help but think we are now almost a year into this administration in a couple of weeks. And I remember last year, election night, like many of you do probably, like it was yesterday. I sat with my sister and was distraught. I remember sitting with her and talking about my future, how I was planning on returning to school to one day become an art teacher in a public high school, to already underfunded worlds that this administration seems set on making even harder to access. I remember sitting there and asking her, where do I even start as someone who is working in a community with queer youth who are finding themselves and queer adults who are finding themselves, and as a religious education coordinator, how am I supposed to navigate this? And my sister, in all of her 3 years older than me wisdom, reassured me, and she told me, you just have to do one thing. You don't have to take on the world right now. And last January, on January 19th, I did my one thing. And I started a teen group at UUCF and started providing a safe space for youth to talk about their worries about this ever-changing world that seems to sometimes be against them. I practiced resistance then, and I practice resistance every time I write curriculum and every time I teach. I practice resistance with Reverend Karen as we meet and we talk about what does the congregation need right now. I watch my RE volunteers practice resistance when they instruct. They educate our youth on everything from using our UU values to practice kindness and create covenant, all the way to working with our middle school classrooms to talk about Michigan's indigenous history and create a land acknowledgement together as a practice of faith. So today, almost a year into this administration, the beginning of a new year, when things can sometimes feel just as scary as they did last January 20th, how sometimes now they feel even scarier, I urge you to practice resistance by doing your one thing. If you cannot take on the world, you do your one thing. Maybe you get involved here. We have so many different facets of our congregation working to protect our community and our neighbors. Activism does not have to be worldwide. Again, as my sister said, you do not need to take on the world. There are hungry people in Farmington. Maybe you start teaching religious education classes here. Talk to any of our RE volunteers. Working with our youth is inspiring, not as scary as you might think it may be. Education is resistance. Teaching our youth acceptance and radical empathy for themselves and others is resistance. And I urge you in this new year to maybe join me. Thank you.
First, I want to make sure you can hear me. Okay. What does it mean when we say practice? What is, especially our younger people, when we say practice, what does that mean? I see a hand. What does practice mean?
Practice means to.
Let's not be on it. You have to. I don't know.
Practice just means, practice means to keep doing something and work towards a goal. Keep doing.
Yeah, on a really basic level, practice just means we just keep repeating the same thing over and over again until maybe we get better at the thing. And then sometimes we just keep, because I wrote a little bit in my newsletter about a friend of mine. She's been a long time tennis player who is highly ranked, and yet she still sees a coach. And many years ago, I asked her, why are you still seeing this coach? And she said, because I'm still learning things, and I'm still trying to improve this thing. Because we're always practicing, trying to improve the thing we do. And you only get better at doing whatever it is by practicing over and over and over again. I think did I miss a hand over here? Micah, were you going to say something? Okay, yes, practice. You have to just keep doing it. And sometimes we tell ourselves, oh, we're done learning the thing. But I think even like our musician friends over here, you get better at doing something because you're building that muscle memory. Does anybody know what a muscle memory is? Any of our musicians?
Something you practice so much that you really don't have to think about it, you just do it.
Yeah. eventually your body remembers, oh yes, this is what it feels like when I show up to a protest. Or maybe when I show up, I'll remember that, oh, last time I forgot to bring some snacks, this time I'll remember, right? Like, what are ways that that looks like a lesson that someone experienced for themselves. I've definitely been in those experiences like, oh man, I wish I had brought a water bottle. Or sometimes you bring things to a protest because other people will need it. Like we make sure that we maybe have hand wipes or sanitizer or whatever because we're going to share it with other people because we're practicing. And so what does resistance mean? Like sometimes when we think of resistance, we think of weight training, for example. So we're like pushing against something, right? We're doing something that, go on.
I'm a respiratory therapist, and in terms of aerodynamics and respiratory, resistance is anything that goes against the flow.
So going against the flow, but you have to keep doing it, right? So why do we have to keep doing it?
Well, we have to keep doing it because it trains our bodies the right way to breathe, and it trains us the right way to be.
Right. So, in thinking on practicing resistance, especially in community, so we've done a lot of things like with we've only had the little free pantry a little over a year. And we as a community have practiced, we've built in the skill, the memory of, let me bring something to church, right? So we're all building in that this is what I do because it makes a bigger difference in the community. But there are other things that we've also done, like with the Good Trouble campaign and so many other things that we as a community have done. So I thought, let's end our service together. But we're also, so I know this is going to be stretching your comfort zone a little bit, so that's okay, right? We're okay with stretching our comfort zone. So the second page on the back of the Blender Blessing, there's the song. So I want you to put that in your hand. And then I want you to, we're going to practice a little community resistance. Like when you think of sometimes when you go to a event. So right now, ICE, at their spaces, there are people who have been trained to show up and block ICE, right? So one way that people block situations is they'll get together and put their arms together, right? They create a physical barrier, right? So I want us to practice, just practicing, get around the room like a big circle around the sanctuary. Go together, get up, move, right now. You only need to bring your one piece of music with you. It's okay. It's okay if the wreaths come down. They were going to come down anyway. It's okay. Now, just for the moment, put your arm like around or next to the person next to you if you can. And if that's uncomfortable for you, that's okay. And just imagine what it's like, all our energy together. As a community, we are practicing resistance. What could we do together resisting whatever it is that might come against us, things that we believe in? We stand for immigrants, right? We stand for trans people. We stand for democracy. We stand for so many things, but we do it better when we are together. And sometimes that means something physical. And if we need to, then we will. So I just want you to have this momentary experience, this muscle memory of being connected, and the memory that we are all together and support each other no matter what. So we're going to close with the song Walk With Me, and I hope that you have it with you. If you don't, we're also going to have the words up on the screen. One second. So Diane, if you would begin playing this for us, and I think that the choir's already practiced singing it, so they can help lead us in that. You give me courage, may I walk with you. When I feel hopeless, may I walk with you. When I am empty, frightened or angry, you give me courage, may I walk with you. You'll need courage for the wrongs we see. You'll need courage for the wrongs we see. Thank you for asking, please come walk with me. When we are angry, hurting or frightened, let's march for courage and to set us free. Facing injustice, will you walk with me? Going together, may I walk with you? You give me courage, I give you courage. Working for justice for the wrongs we see. Rising together in community, mourning together all the wrongs we see, finding our voices, forming a chorus, serving together as community. Let us join together in our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this chalice with an open heart. We are building a better world together. We are becoming better people together. We are living our lives together. We don't have to do it alone. Amen.